This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Helping you find emotional, spiritual, and physical balance. What does your future hold? It's time to find out with Psychic Suzanna.
Oh my God, that's right. We're here at 7:30 now. You know, Jim, all the promos keep saying 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we've got to get that changed, don't we?
We really got to get that changed. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. You can find us at PsychicSuzanna.com. You can join us on Facebook, but please join us on both Facebooks. And become a partner on the Life with Psychic Suzanna. You get to know what's coming up on the show. I let you guys know what was coming on this time. Where are you going, Jim? Why are you taking your headphones? What are you doing? We're supposed to be having an opening here, and it's Mother's
I look
Day.
a little disconcerting to you, right?
Yeah.
My headphones don't work.
And neither do mine. What's up with that?
Are you serious?
They come in and out. But,
see, I'm not getting anything.
Yeah. Well, it's just all I can tell you. Just listen to me, Jim.
Okay.
Try that listening. Open the ears, mind open. Stay alert.
Okay.
This is the show where we grow and everything. So tell me about your week. Was your week good?
Week was good. I saw some baseball. You know, that's always good if I see baseball.
Okay.
You know what
okay.
I mean, right, woman?
Yeah. You're baseball. Was your mother a baseball person?
You know, this is funny. You asked me last week if I had some impressions about Mom, how she inspired me, and I kind of blew it. You know,
you blew it. You had Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I did the Winnie the Pooh. But what I thought was really cute about my mom, she grew up, you know, raising a family of 6 kids on a farm, northeast Nebraska, and always male-dominated. Us 4 sons and dad around the table. The sisters were off maybe to school or something.
Right.
And we'd be talking baseball about the Twins, this and that. And, you know.
Oh, my gosh.
And she had an opinion. We just thought she never really, we were just talking away. But then she said, I don't know, that Steve Lombardozzi, he's pretty good at second. We just thought that was really cute. She had an opinion.
That's great.
Normally we just.
So you would say your mother is a good mother because she stayed involved with you. I like that.
Right.
That's a good mother. Yeah. Well, I've had a great week, but I have to have you enter and help me decide on a problem that I have.
Okay.
You know, we played dominoes with Meg DeLone, our sales girl.
You mentioned that last week. What was it, Spanish dominoes?
No, it's a train wreck kind of thing, okay? All right, now here's the problem.
Okay.
We had too many people at the game.
Okay.
So 3 of us played all of the games, but other people came in and out.
Okay.
So their score wasn't as high as the 3 people who stayed in the game. Mm-hmm. Now, I say I won because I stayed in the game and played all of the games. What do you think?
Well, I would say, yeah. I'll give you a medal.
Meg is trying to say, Meg is trying to say, I didn't win because someone had a different score. But they didn't stay in the game. We have to talk this over with Meg.
That's right. I'll pound on the table on that one.
All right. So, Meg, I hope you're listening. You were wrong. I was right. I love that. I love that when I get right. I've had a wonderful day. My son, who is a head injured. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
He was hit by a drunk driver in May, actually. It was after a graduation party at 13. He's now 40. But he has the mentality of a 13-year-old. Him and my husband came up and we went to the Dyna Theater and watched Rocket Man 2.
Oh, Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
That was great.
I thought maybe you saw the Elton John movie I didn't know about.
No. You got to point that. No.
Yeah, Iron Man. Did you like it?
It was a very good movie. But he's so hot. I mean, he's so hot.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I think Lucy Chapman was saying the same thing.
Oh, my God. He's hot.
Okay.
And he's wearing his hair. You need to grow some hair and do that bouffant look like Robert Downey Jr. Very hot. My husband, though, is hot. Mm-hmm. And he's the greatest husband. It's also our anniversary.
Okay.
And I forgot to tell him happy anniversary.
Wow.
So I want to say that now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
The George.
Now, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we've got 3 women in the room. So, Jim, I want you to be on your good behavior.
Okay.
Good posture.
Okay.
These are very smart women.
Okay.
We have 3 women coming in the room who's going to talk about every variety of a mother you can be.
Outstanding.
All right. We'll be right back. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. You want to stay tuned here. This is where you grow.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Since it's Mother's Day Sunday, what would you attribute that she taught you that you carry every day of your life? But let's not forget your father.
Yeah.
Also, what did he teach you?
Well, I mean, to start with my mother, I was raised basically by my mom. My mom and dad were divorced at a young age. And so probably the biggest thing that I learned from my mom, just as far as everyday life, was sacrifice. Is that, I saw her on a daily basis sacrifice for me and my brother. And, it was something that was ingrained in me very early, is that with love comes sacrifice. With success and making things work, there's always a sacrifice involved. And I got to see that firsthand. Is when I wanted to do something, she was the first one to sacrifice something for me, and the same for my brother. And it's something that stuck with me, that to be great at anything that you do, sacrifice is involved. Whether that's a great husband or a great father, a great football player, great in your career, sacrifices are a part of it. And I think that's something that I learned very early from her, in this process, that whatever I wanted to do as I got older, that I had to be willing to sacrifice. And I saw a firsthand example of that with my mom.
If you didn't recognize the voice, that was me talking to Kurt Warner when he was here for the Heroes Luncheon. Kurt Warner, pretty cool guy, thought his mother was wonderful because she cared and gave up her stuff for him. What a nice thought. Hi, this is Life with Psychic Suzanna, and today I have in the studio Jody Baker. Now, if you don't know who she is, then you're hiding under a rock. Jody Baker is with Channel 6 News, and she's the girl you go to if you want to find something out about Omaha. Welcome to the studios, Jody.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here. I appreciate it.
Now, the reason we have you on the Mother's Day show is that we want to ask exactly what do you think, as a mother, and you have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, is that correct? Mm-hmm. What do you think, as a mother, is the important thing that you want your children to say about you when they're big and tall and grown up?
It's hard to picture that right now, but I really want them to love me and respect me the way I love and respect my own mother. And if I can accomplish that, I really will feel accomplished.
So love and respect are going to be the things. What do you think is the unique thing about your motherhood that you do for them? What do you think is unique?
Well, I think in a lot of families, they have a dynamic with mother, father. Dad's more fun. Mom makes sure things get done. Mm-hmm. Doctor's appointments and bed on time, teeth brushed, baths, all that good stuff. So, I look after that, but I'm very nurturing. I'm really the nurturing one, and the one that they come to when they've got the owie.
That's wonderful.
Dad is the fun guy.
That's
who
wonderful.
Yeah,
from your energy, you look like a Mother Earth kind of woman that would do all sorts of wonderful things.
Aww.
Now, the next question that I want to ask is, what would you say the lesson your mother taught you was?
My mother is amazing. She taught me to be strong in the face of anything, that life is really what you make it and not the other way around. She taught me to be positive in the face of tragedy and anything that comes your way, that you can get through it.
Wonderful lessons.
Yeah.
So staying strong is from your mother. Mm-hmm. Thank you for stopping by.
It was a pleasure.
Well, the really fun of radio, Jim, that was taped. We're going to do tape sessions from now on the radio show. Between our breaks, I'm going to call people from around the town into the studio to tell us their opinions. We could not have Jody Baker here now. Do you know why?
No, I'm not sure why.
Well, because I don't think you can handle more than four women in a room at one time. I want to go around, and I'm just going to... I have several different kinds of women, and this is such a great honor for me to do the show. I believe that as a mother, it's not whether you bear a child or not. It's all about love, and I think that's one of the most important lessons that I believe. And I want to find this. Hold on. All right. But before we go there, I'm going to ask you all to please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
My name's Joyce Glenn, and I work at Sacred Heart Catholic Church here in town as pastoral associate. I've been there since 1985, starting out as a parishioner and then becoming a volunteer there in late 80s, and then started getting paid in the early 90s and have been on staff ever since.
And so what you really do is, what reason I have you here, Joyce, is because you didn't bear any children, correct?
That's correct.
So you are a mother to those who need the attention. And I found the quote I want to do is say the word biologic.
Biological.
Yeah.
Let's
Biological.
do it as a group.
All right.
Biological.
Is the least of what makes someone a mother. That is a quote from Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
You know, so it's not about bearing children. It's about the mothering, nurturing thing, and we're going to get to that. Right now, we're going to go to our next beautiful lady. I love your shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
I had a vision you wanted to give it to me, but I've already got it in the bag.
That's not right. Sorry.
Okay, all right. I already got a bag.
My name is Sue Vavak. I am the mother of 7, grandmother of 14. I've been a single mom for about 19 years, and I work at a church. I'm a pastoral minister and a director of religious ed for children. So I also feel that in addition to my own kids and grandkids that I get to have some input with all those little kids.
But I think the thing that I liked and that we want to talk about a little bit later is that besides having the 4 children, you foster cared. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how many children did you foster care?
We had 11 different children in our home and adopted 3 of those 11.
So besides bearing 4,
Right.
you foster cared children in need.
Exactly.
And there were 3 of them that you took care of forever.
Right.
What a true blessing. And that's a true mother in my book. Thank you. And then we have this beautiful blonde in the corner. All right, give us your name.
My name's Pamela Finn, and I am blessed with 2 children, and I own a design and manufacturing company here in Omaha.
That you started from your basement. We're going to have a show on that to talk about that. But tell me about your 2 children. Is it true that they're adopted?
Yes, both my kids are adopted, one from Vietnam and one from Tokyo, Japan.
Okay, the when you started adopting, I'm going to start with you. When you started adopting, how old were you when you decided to adopt?
I was 42 years old and single when I went over to adopt my daughter, Tara.
Okay, now, we're talking a 42-year-old who's single, had the courage to go over to where?
Vietnam. She was in Hanoi.
To adopt a daughter. What made you take the choice of opening your heart to a child in another country at the age of 42 instead of just partying all the time?
I had done that too. But I had decided that I wanted to have children. It was important to me. Through my business, I had ties to Asia, so I have very strong personal ties and strong feelings for Asia. And after speaking to Adoption Links here in Omaha, I decided to go to Vietnam and adopt my child there.
And what great courage that took to be 42, not be married, and then to take that choice of going across the world to adopt a child. Now, you have 2 children. How'd the second one come, and did we get a husband?
Yes, when Tara was 2, I met my husband, Kevin. We didn't get married, though, until after we had adopted Brandon. And then when Brandon was just about 2, we all went to Turks and Caicos and got married. And Tara was my bridesmaid, and Brandon was supposed to stand up for me, but he had a little screaming fit right then, so the nanny had to take him. But that's who was at our wedding, was our children, because that was our family.
And after you opened your heart to a child, your heart stayed open to love of a man. Is that correct?
That's true.
I'm sure at 42 you wanted a man before that, did you not?
Yeah, there were times before that, yes, that I thought about it.
One of the things that I like to believe is that we have to open our heart to be open to receiving love. And I think after you opened 2 children that you adopted, I'm very proud of that fact. We're going to talk about the adoption later. Tell me the one lesson as a mother you have learned. Now, the lesson might be different because they're adopted.
No, I don't. I don't feel. I think when you're a mother, there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference.
All right, go ahead.
I just feel I am so blessed to have these kids. Are just the biggest accomplishment and the biggest part of my whole life. I think the thing I've learned though is patience. When you have children, you learn to be very patient and just to give love.
That sounds great. I'm waiting for my patience. I wanted it yesterday, but that's very good. You've learned that. And before we go on to our next one, and we're going to come back and talk about adoption after the 8 o'clock hour. But before I go to the next one, tell us the gift you got from your children for your birthday. Because I asked you out there and you were just bubbling.
Oh, my children gave me breakfast in bed that they made themselves.
How old are the children?
They are 8 and 11.
Okay.
And then they took me down to our art room downstairs where they had spent an entire day decorating it.
Oh.
They made a beautiful artboard with compliments of Mommy and said that I was smart, loving, fun, all these great things, which I think I'll never erase that board. And they drew a card for me on the whiteboard in the art room. It was so beautiful.
God bless that. Okay, we're going next to our, say your name and tell us how many. Now, you've bore 4 children, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But you fostered. What made you step into the foster care, and how old were your children once you stepped into foster care? How old was your youngest?
My youngest was 3.
Your youngest?
We had 4 children.
All right. What ages? Give me the ages.
3, 6, 10, and 12.
And with a handful like that.
Yes.
You still decided to reach out to foster care.
We did.
What a blessing. Tell us how that decision came about. I want to hear how someone with 4 children that are handfuls, because I know those ages, what made you reach out?
We had lived in Michigan for about 6 years, and we met a couple who were foster parents, and I think that planted the seed for us. And we never had a lot of money, but just before we made the decision, it was always on our heart, but we were able to buy a 4-bedroom house, and we just decided, we had a little extra room. We felt very blessed, and we thought that we could open our home and give our love to some kids who needed a little stability in their life.
And how did your children react to, because my secretary, God bless her, has foster cared over 40 children under 5. The foster care is a rough thing. I'm very proud of anyone who adopts or reaches out to children that aren't there, because so many of them need that nurturing. How did your children react to the foster care thing?
I think that was the greatest part of it, because every one of my kids accepted each child, helped. They loved them. Even the neighbor kids, I think, got a lot out of it, because we had a diversity in the kids who came into our home, and I think it was just a life lesson for everybody. But my 4 oldest kids just accepted and loved those
even
babies
they were,
and toddlers.
Of a different race and a different
Absolutely.
God bless that. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back and talk a little bit more.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Okay, we're back on Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. And God bless Joyce. She was talking to me as the bumper was coming up. What is this bumper?
Oops, it helps if I turn my mic on. Elton John, Circle of Life.
Circle of Life.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. And so what we're talking to is Sue. Tell us, Sue, now, what would you say the lesson you learned as being a mother, and what do you want your children to think of you as a mother?
I guess I just hope that my kids always remember how much I loved them and supported them, and that I was always very proud of them.
Marvelous.
And many lessons in being a mom. But, I guess I always think that I learned an awful lot about how God loves us. because when I can realize how much I can love each one of these children, it gives me a sense of how much God must love us. So.
Oh, that's a great idea. You weren't limited by 4. You reached out to more. What a wonderful thing. And these were from multicultures, am I correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, so what you're basically telling me is that you've learned really, Sue, about how love is.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I think we have to take a break, but you're going to hear from our Gina on Cat Country. Hold on. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna, and today in the studio, I have the morning cat girl. Good morning, Gina. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Psychic Suzanna. How are you this morning?
Wonderful. Now, one of the things, and morning means night. We really need to work on that. This is a night show. The one thing that we need to ask you, and because I admire you as a mother.
Oh, thank you.
So one of the more important things, how many children do you have?
I have 4
Okay,
boys.
astronaut, you're up.
4.
You'll be meeting with Wish Kid.
One more for a basketball team.
That's true, right?
All right. Now, the question I have for you is, what would you like your boys to be able to say about you when they are your age?
Well, I hope that they would say that I was a good mom, that I taught them to have good morals and values, that I was a caring mom, and that I loved them, but that I was not their friend. I was their mom.
Wonderful. So you were a mom first, which all children need.
That's right.
Thank you for stopping by.
You bet. My pleasure.
This is 1110 KFAB, and I have in the studio with us Michelle Matthews. If you don't know who she is, you should. She's the big kahuna of the radio stations here, at least the on-air people. My boss, as a matter of fact. Michelle, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. Every time you say kahuna, I feel like we should have surf music.
And a little bit, a little pineapple in the back room.
Yeah.
Yes. Michelle, one of the things that I want to ask you is, what lesson did you learn from your mother?
That's a really good question. My mom taught me to never just accept what you've been dealt with. Don't just accept that you can't do any better. My mom was raised in a really poor neighborhood. She had a really tough childhood, and she never accepted that. She always knew that there was better. And she is proud, she's stubborn, and she's taught me all of those things. And obviously you have to know there's a little bit of a gracefulness of knowing when to be stubborn or when to not accept the things that are dealt to you. Obviously there are things that you can't change, and you have to be able to be comfortable and accept that. But there's a lot that you can change and you can affect in your life, and she really taught me that.
Wonderful lessons from your mother.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Well, we're back, and Michelle wasn't actually in the studio again. That's just a little secret between you and me. Don't tell anyone, because it sounds live in radio. I'm sure you know these bands come in and really play the music. And right now we have with us, and I just love Joyce. With the minute I talked to her the first time, Joyce, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Joyce, you remind me of the big little kid. I actually expect you to get out some Play-Doh and play with us.
That would be
fun. What
fun.
do you think, girls? Do you think that would be her? Yeah. Now, Joyce, you are actually and the one who makes sure that Sacred Heart, the church on, what address is it?
It's 22nd and Binney here in town.
Uh-huh. And great music. I go there because of the music. But you're actually the one in charge of running the church? Or does Father Tom pretend he is?
Father Tom runs the church.
Okay.
Totally, completely.
Yeah,
I try to help, as do others in many ways.
Okay. But you're like, what do you coordinate there for me?
I coordinate a lot of the adult faith formation programs, work some with the homebound, do some social justice ministry, and then just help with a lot of the administrative work that goes on there as well.
In that work, have you noticed, because I find this all the time, how many who are adults are wounded by an unhealthy parent relationship? Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that, and I've just noticed a lot of wounded adults anyway, and I think I think by the time we are adults, we're all wounded in one way or another, whether it's through an illness physically or through mental issues or broken hearts. Sacred Heart seems to be a place where a lot of folks come for healing from a lot of deep wounds.
A lot of deep wounds. And when you, I like to think of you as sort of like the mother hen of the place with her little sack of crayons and Play-Dohs so the adults can play and learn and grow. And I think sometimes we forget to play, and I think you bring that playness to the role. Tell me, what do you think as a mother that mothers need to help their children understand? Even adult mothers, even adult children. What do you think the lesson?
I think an important thing I have learned from children is how important play is. And
that's why
I don't
you got
ever
the Play-Doh, honey.
Yeah, that's why I don't ever want to give that up, and I want to encourage folks to play more, to stop the busyness, to take a break. When you play with someone, you're present to them, and you're in that moment, and you're very engaged. And children free us as adults to do that. So I would encourage moms and dads, grandparents, to take time to do that.
To let the laundry grow. I have a question that I ask a lot of people to ask is, what would you say on your deathbed? And what is the lesson you want to pass out and have people say about you on your deathbed? And it's not that I had a clean house. It's that I was there present with you. You know?
Yes. But I think you can play while you're cleaning house, too. I tried to make a game of that.
Really? Come to my house, honey. Come to my house, baby. Well, I want to thank you three ladies for coming in. But before we go, I want you to help us to understand if we are thinking about foster caring. What, Sue, do we need to know? Who do we contact? And because, being a foster care is really being of service to God. It is truly what you do for the children, you do for the world, I think.
Absolutely.
So tell me.
I brought a number for the Nebraska Foster Parent Information, and it's 595-3161.
595-3161. And that'll help you get, and you found no problem with interracial foster care? You found no problem with that at all? Oh, wait a minute. You did find a problem. Let's talk about the hair thing.
It's not all easy. Yes. Yes.
All right, let's talk about the hair thing before we go.
Our very first placements were a brother and sister. They were African American, and this is a number of years ago. I'm sure the policy is still the same, but you have to take kids to the doctor within the first week. And so I took the kids in, and I just said to the doctor, I really don't know how to care for African-American skin or hair. What should I do? And she said, just do exactly what you do for your own kids. So I did. And it was summer, out in the heat, bath and head wash every night. And this poor little darling little girl, her hair was breaking off at the roots. And I thought, oh, my goodness, and she would visit family, and I know they were just frustrated and worried. And finally,
she came back from a grandmother.
From a grandmother's visit with
Vaseline?
Yes, lots of Vaseline on her hair. And so I contacted another foster parent who was African American, and she graciously had me over and taught me a lot of important things.
So if you want to foster care, and you can foster care, and so many, but you get support.
Absolutely.
From a network of support, and that number again was?
595-3161.
Okay. And then we want to go to our beautiful blonde in the corner. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to call you the beautiful blonde. That's just how it goes. Tell us now, when you adopted at 40, did you find a problem adopting at 42? Did they say, oh, you're an old lady, you don't have children, you're not married, you shouldn't be adopting? Did you find that a problem?
Well, I fortunately went to Adoption Links Worldwide here in Omaha.
Adoption Links Worldwide. Okay.
And they were wonderful to work with. The executive director's name is Cheryl Murray. And they did not tell me I was too old. And they accepted me for who I was. And they are a wonderful organization. They also sponsor foster children. They have a foster care program. They have a foster care to adoption program. And they have international and domestic adoption. And I do have their phone number.
Please.
Okay, their number here in Omaha, which is 402-556-2367. And they have a website, which is www.alww.org.
Thank you, three ladies, for making this show on Mother's Day a very good day for all of us. God bless you, and thank you for being there for the children.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. And we're
This
going to
is
come
Life
back with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. And guess who stopped by the studio? We have Michelle Matthews. Yes, she is the big kahuna of the radio stations. Michelle, welcome to the studios.
Well, thank you.
It is Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
I would like to know, as a mother, and how many children do you have?
I have 2 boys, 4 and 7.
Okay. As a mother, what would you like them to say about you when they're your age?
You know what? We live in a society where everything's really, really fast and everything's moving and busy, and I hope that they remember that I tried to preserve their childhood. We have really protected dinner time. We eat together every day. There's a lot of traditions that it feels like families have let go by the wayside. And for us, I just want them to remember that we let them be kids for as long as we could.
Wonderful. What a great lesson for all of us. Thank you for stopping by. Michelle Matthews, also on the brew in the afternoon.
Thank you.
That was our Michelle, and I want to say that sitting down with the family, you did that also, didn't you, Jim?
This weekend? Yeah, I was with some family, relatives,
And
at a
then
graduation.
as you were growing up, you sat with the family and had conversations, did you not?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Around the kitchen table.
We should bring that back to the thing a little bit more. This eating on the run is a bad thing. All right, we're taking a break. We're coming back with your calls. You can line up now. The number is 558-1110. If you're long distance, please give us a call at our 800 number, 1-800-543-1110. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on KFAB.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. She knew I was going to say that.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna, and guess who we have in this studio? Yes, the cat woman from the cat radio station, Gina Milton. Hello, Gina. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, thanks for having me, Psychic Suzanna.
Well, being it's Mother's Day, there is just one question I want to ask you. What did your mother teach you that you are using daily?
She taught me patience, and she taught me to be there for my children. She was always there for us. She was a stay-at-home mom. She dedicated her life to us, but she also had her own life. So I think she taught me also to be a good balancer of life, a good multitasker, but always with the importance of God and family at the top.
Marvelous. Those are important things. And with 4 boys, I bet you have to be a great balancer.
Absolutely.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Now we're back and we're going to be taking your call. So this is the time you call. Now with the hour and a half show, we have more time to take your calls. Please give us a call at 558-1110 if you're in Omaha, or if you're long distance anywhere in the U.S. and the world. Would it go in the world? I don't know if the world could call.
I think so.
You
Way
think
things are
so?
going on. It's so modern technology, Skype and all this. Yeah. Oh, my.
1-800-543-1110. And we're going to go to the phone right now, and we're going to go